All right, let's talk about something that feels almost impossible these days, how to actually focus, and I mean really focus, for a long stretch of time. We're going to go through a training guide for your brain, designed to get you to that 2-hour mark of deep, uninterrupted concentration. So, let's get into it.
Does this sound familiar? You sit down, you're ready to get some serious work done, and bam, not 5 minutes later, your mind is somewhere else completely. You're checking your phone, you're thinking about dinner, anything but the task at hand. It is so frustrating, right? Well, trust me, you are not alone in this.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll break down why focusing is so hard right now. Then, and this is a big one, we'll talk about why focus is a skill, not something you're just born with. After that, we get practical with an anti-distraction toolkit and a way to train your focus muscle. And finally, we'll lay out the path to what's called deep work.
Okay, so first things first. Why is this such a battle? Let's really dig into the root of the problem and understand what we're actually up against in our daily lives.
Here's the absolute truth. It's not entirely your fault. See, our brains didn't evolve to stare at a spreadsheet for 3 hours. They evolved to be constantly scanning our surroundings for threats and opportunities. So when you add in the endless pings, dings, and notifications from our devices, well, you're essentially fighting against your own biology.
Now for the good news, and honestly, this is the most important mindset shift you need to make if you want to win this battle.
We tend to think that some people are just naturally focused, right? That it's some kind of inborn talent. That's a total myth. The reality, which is so much more empowering, is that focus is a skill. It's a habit you build. Just like learning to play the guitar or getting stronger at the gym, you can train your brain to concentrate through practice.
Okay, so if it's a skill, how do we start training? Let's put together your anti-distraction toolkit with a few really powerful tools you can start using literally today.
We're going to start with 3 foundational moves. First, we have to clean up our environment. It's non-negotiable. Second, we need a simple structure for managing our time. And third, we have to know exactly what we're aiming for.
Step 1 sounds almost insultingly simple, but it's the one most people skip. Your phone, your email alerts, a loud TV in the background, these are the arch enemies of focus. So the first move is just to get rid of them. Seriously, put the phone in another room, turn off every single notification, find a quiet spot. It's a game changer.
Next up, a fantastic little technique called the Pomodoro. The idea is simple. You set a timer and work with laser focus for just 25 minutes. Then you take a 5-minute break. This breaks down a huge, scary task into these manageable little sprints, and it trains your brain to go all in for short bursts.
And the third tool in the kit? Clarity. Before you even start that timer, you need to know exactly what you're trying to do. Don't just have a vague goal like work on project. No, make it super specific, like draft the first 2 paragraphs of the introduction. A clear goal is like a compass for your mind. It keeps you from getting lost. All right, with our toolkit ready, it's time for the workout. We've been playing defense by blocking distractions. Now it's time to go on offense and actually build up our focus endurance.
I absolutely love this quote because it's the perfect analogy. You can't just go to the gym one time and expect to be strong, right? It's the same thing with your attention. It is a muscle, and it only gets stronger with consistent, challenging workouts.
So what's the actual exercise for this mental muscle? We call it a deep work session. This is where you block off a solid chunk of time, maybe 60, maybe 90 minutes, and you just dive deep into one single important task. No checking email, no switching projects, just total, complete immersion. But here's the key. You don't just jump into a 90-minute session on your first day. That's a recipe for burnout. You build up to it. Maybe you start with a solid 45 minutes in week 1. Then you push it to an hour in week 2. By week 3, you're reaching for that 90-minute goal. It's all about gradual, sustainable progress.
Okay, so let's put all these pieces together. How do we make this a real, lasting habit and not just something we try for a couple of days? Let's map out the final path. If you only remember 2 words from this entire thing, please let it be these: start small and stay consistent. Seriously, don't try to go from 0 to 2 hours of focus overnight. It won't work. Start with just one 25-minute session today. The real magic happens when you build momentum by just showing up day after day.
So here it is, your complete takeaway plan. Number 1, change your mindset. Focus is a skill you can build. 2, be ruthless about eliminating distractions. 3, use a simple tool like the Pomodoro to give yourself structure. 4, schedule dedicated time for deep work. And 5, be patient with yourself and slowly, gradually increase how long you focus.
Look, this isn't just a bunch of nice ideas. It's a real, practical plan. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What's the very first thing you're going to put into practice? Your journey to mastering focus starts right now with that one small step.